Okay, but first, before we get to that, I just want to know a little bit about you.
Sure.
You have, of course, the Speaking of Teens podcast, and you teach about this now. Is what you teach about now? Were you blessed with the amazing unicorns of parents who just were from a new age, enlightened beyond their age, and this was the way they parented, or is it kind of been more in reaction to the way you were
Yeah.
parented?
No. Well, actually, and I started out professionally. I'm an attorney. I went to law school and practiced law for a long time. And no, this all happened because of the way I ended up parenting my child when he was a teen. And I really messed up. And I did not realize that until later on. And yes, part of quite certain part of the reason that I misparented him a little bit during the teen years was because of the way I was raised. It was because of, I mean, society as a whole, how I was kind of taught to raise my child. And then it was also out of fear because I grew up with a brother that was not the golden child exactly. And I was a little bit afraid of my son turning out that way. So it all kind of coalesced and I really messed up. And so that's what I'm trying to do is help parents not mess up the way I messed up.
Learn from my mistakes. Okay,
Hmm.
so I'm gonna confess here. I, as the listener may know already, I grew up in Rhode Island, and you, of course, you speak to me from Alabama, and in Rhode Island, like we may have some stereotypes about people in the South, where
Yeah.
the ideas like that's like pretty authoritarian and pretty strict, and yeah, there's like switches and stuff that people use. Like, is
Oh,
that
yeah.
is
Oh
this
yeah, the
true?
switches.
Yes.
Yes, that would be pretty true actually. And yes, I would say the South is much more authoritarian and I think where that stems from is we're in the Bible Belt. I mean, and there are a lot of people who still believe that, we have this patriarchal, the father is the one who, makes all the rules and everyone else follows the rules. And it's very much that way. It's very, obey and do what I say do. And as a matter of fact, I just had a conversation with a young lady the other day about how she was whooped her whole life growing up. And that's, yeah, whipping. And so a lot of people, that's what they still stick to. And she told me she was spanked, whooped all through her teen years. So
Oh,
yeah. Oh
wow.
yeah, it does happen. And I have had friends who have actually done that. And as a matter of fact, one of my best friends, I was getting all of my advice in one ear of, be that authoritarian parent. And because my son was doing things that frightened and, I mean, frankly, scared the hell out of me, that authoritarian, mindset really kind of took hold. It was more in me, it was more the fear of what he was going to end up doing in the future that made me authoritarian. But I also had people, telling me in my ear, oh, you have to put the hammer down. You have to stop this right now. You have to show him who's boss. You have to, and that just perpetuated the whole thing. It was horrible.